You seriously confessed to him on April Fool's Day? Yeah, right before his live segment. So either I'm dating the hottest man on campus now, or I've just ruined the 6 years of friendship we built from ramen and ruined laundry. The absurdity of it all hadn't hit me not fully until I was standing behind the camera, heart pounding like a drum solo in my ribcage, watching my roommate Jared adjust his blazer and smile into the lens like nothing in the world could touch him. But I had. And now I didn't know what the hell was going to happen. Jared Summers wasn't just my roommate. He was the guy. The one everyone watched every Thursday evening anchoring the college's news show. Polished, charismatic, devastatingly handsome, you know. The type of guy who looked like he flossed with confidence and wore cologne that made people confess secrets they didn't mean to. We'd been roommates since sophomore year. Shared ramen and relationship disasters. Laughed at terrible reality shows. Slept in twin beds 2 feet apart for 3 years straight without ever really talking about feelings. Until today. I, Theo Brighton introvert, film major, professional overthinker, had decided to grow a spine on the most untrustworthy day of the year. Not because I thought it would go well. Not because I believed he liked me back. But because I couldn't take it anymore, the way my heart tripped every time his cologne lingered in the hallway, or how my brain turned to static when he practiced headlines shirtless at 2 a.m. He had to know, even if it meant ruining everything. I cornered him in our dorm that afternoon while he was rehearsing the 6 o'clock segment. He was half-dressed, shirt tucked in but tie still hanging undone around his neck. I could smell the cologne already. "You good, man?" he asked, grabbing his mic from the dresser. Yeah. I swallowed hard. "I have to tell you something before your show." He looked up. "You okay? You look like you just watched a raccoon commit a murder." "I like you," I blurted. Like you. And not as a joke. "I know it's April Fool's Day and all, but I've been trying to tell you for months. Years, maybe. I don't expect anything. I just had tobe for I lost my nerve." His eyes widened. For a split second, the cool, unshakable Jared flickered. But then that smile. That goddamn Jared smile. "Thanks for telling me, Theo," he said. And then, he walked out the door. No hug. No words. No laugh. Just thanks. I stood there, a gaping, burning crater of embarrassment. Like I'd lit a firework and it exploded in my face. I didn't cry. Not until I was halfway to the student broadcast building, trying to remember if I could drop out before finals. The campus news set looked like it hadn't changed since 2004. Blue screen backdrop. Fake desk. Too many wires taped down with gaffer tape. Jared sat in the anchor chair like he owned it. He glanced at me once, just once, and then focused on the teleprompter. I stood behind camera 3, silently praying for the floor to swallow me. The director counted down. 321. "Good evening, Ramsdale University. I'm Jared Summers, and here are tonight's top stories." He was flawless, charming, professional, and then something shifted. Halfway through a segment about budget cuts, he ad-libbed. "And in other news," he said, looking straight into the camera, "someone I care about told me something really brave today, right before I went on air." The studio froze. Director, crew, everyone. Jared continued, voice softening. "He said he liked me. For real. Even though it's April Fool's Day. Even though I never made it easy for him." He turned, looked directly at me. "And this is probably not protocol," he said. "But, Theo Brighton, if you're still watching, I'd like to respond. On the record." He stood up from the anchor desk, walked past the lights, the cameras, the shocked production team, stopped in front of me, and kissed me, on national student television. Lips on lips. Firm. Real. No laughter. No mockery. No tricks. Just him. The broadcast made the front page of the campus paper the next day. "Breaking news. Anchor confesses love on live air." The headline screamed. Right above a grainy still of us kissing under the hot lights. We were a meme before breakfast. People came up to me in the cafeteria asking if we were official now. Jared handled it like a pro, arm casually slung over my shoulder, coffee in hand, completely unfazed. But I wasn't. Because behind all the cool headlines and internet noise I was terrified. He hadn't said, I love you. He hadn't said, I feel the same. He just kissed me. On live TV. And now I didn't know what we were. Were we dating? Were we friends with accidental lip contact? Was I a human interest stunt? We didn't talk about it again until 3 days later, sitting on our dorm floor eating leftover Chinese food. You've been weird, he said, mouth full of lo mein. I kissed you in front of the entire university, I replied. You don't think that's weird? He shrugged. I liked it. I blinked. You what? I liked it, Theo. He put down the chopsticks and looked me dead in the eye. I liked you before you said anything. I just never thought I had a chance. You kissed me on air. Yeah, because if I didn't, I would have chickened out and pretended I didn't care. You just beat me to it. He smirked. Show off. So you're not doing this because it's funny or dramatic? Theo, he said, reaching out and brushing his fingers against mine. I've been falling for you since sophomore year when you cried during that dumb dog food commercial. I just didn't know how to say it. My chest cracked open. You waited this long? I had to be sure. He smiled again, softer, warmer. And I am now. Things weren't perfect after that. There were awkward hand-holding fails, confusing DMs, rumors that Jared only came out because of ratings, which, by the way, exploded after our on-air kiss. But we handled it, because late at night, when the cameras were off and our dorm was quiet, he would lean his head on my shoulder and whisper, "Good night, boyfriend," like it was the most natural thing in the world, and I'd smile in the dark, every time, because I still couldn't believe it was real. Maybe it was April Fool's Day when I confessed. But loving him, that's been real every day since. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest videos.